Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the call this morning. Super excited to have Cindy Maddux this morning. And you are ready to rock and roll. Go ahead, Cindy.
All right. All right. I see a bunch of guys jumping on. And Shannon, good morning. I have a goodie bag for you when I see you next week. And Marianne, just keep up the good work. So, one of the things that I'm speaking on today is promotion and mastering not only the promotion, you guys, but how can you get people to these events? What are you saying to them? What do you it's kind of like you're making a promise of, I'm going to hold your hand until. And a lot of people are like, okay, because we talk a lot about the products. I love the products, but I'm going to tell you, if you don't start talking more about the business, you're hearing that every single day, it's going to slow you down because it's really hard sometimes to get people converted. And I just converted a couple of them that have been on the products for over a month. But it's taken me a while because basically what I was saying to them was, let me show you how these products work instead of let me show you how to get these products for free. Okay, there is a huge difference. And especially when people are looking right now with everything that's really tight, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of issues where they're already I heard someone say, "We've canceled Christmas." And I said, "No, no, no, you don't want to cancel Christmas." I said, I have a plan for you. I said, "Not only can I help you get healthy, but I can help you buy some of those gifts." So when you're talking to people, I think a lot of what you say is in how you say it. And especially when we're inviting people to join our teams. So one of the things I was just talking to George about some of our past experiences with some of the top leaders in the industry and how we still are selling the basics. And it doesn't matter which top leader with whatever top company you're dealing with, you're still giving them the end result is the same. You're giving them an opportunity, and then they have to choose how much time they're going to put into that to make it work. How is it going to come to fruition? But if I said to you, look, here's what we're looking for, I need you to find me your three top people, and then I'm going to show you a plan that's going to take you to the fastest pay level in our company, which is 3-star. And we're going to find those three people, and then we're going to do it a second time, and we're going to try and do it as fast as we can. I don't have a lot of time to waste, and I don't want you to waste your time. So how many people right now can you think of that could benefit, okay, from an extra $500? Okay. One of the things that they were sharing, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, is if you can show somebody the money, you can show them where it's coming from. And if I just said $500 in a month, basically I'm going to bring on maybe one or two people, or I'm going to get some of the people that are going to be not only utilizing the products. From day one, you guys, I came in, again, we didn't know everything, but I trusted the people that invited me to come and take a look. Not only did I trust them, I jumped in head first and I called everybody that I knew and brought 21 people with me that became founders with this company. That's another thing you need to go back to. How many of your founders are solidified? How many of your founders have not only their 60 PV on a smart ship, but they found their 5 or 10 people. I also, when I came in, and this is not to brag, you guys, this is just because we want to do and build our business the right way. When I came in, I didn't know about the Happy 10. I didn't know about Happy anything. I just knew that I was going to come in, I was going to get them on that 60 PV, and from the day that I started, I became a Happy 10. Why? Because I had more than I needed to get my Happy 10 people on a smart ship. What was the requirement? We were going to do the founders pack and set up their smart ship, even though we knew they had a lot of products to start with. Why? Because they wanted to become leaders, and leaders do what leaders tell them to do, which is in the best benefit of that person. It's not what's in the best benefit necessarily for you, and you have to convey that sometimes in message. I heard somebody talking at an event. Well, so that's why they're saying it, is because they want to know what's in it for them. No, if you do what's right for them, it's going to be the biggest benefit for you. And I heard them say that, and I said, "Oh, I said I just overheard you, chatting about who's going to benefit from what I do? And I said, we're all going to benefit from what you do, but we have to make sure that you are active, an active brand ambassador with a right leg and a left leg, so we can make sure that you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. By the way, we're going to be setting your back office up. We're going to set up your e-wallet. We want to make sure that we get the spelling of your name right. So when they start depositing money into your bank, you're going to be able to transfer that or turn it into a savings account. That's completely up to you. Which is that? Which is that? What would you like to do? And I know Tracy knows, and my old account rep, that I did everything on paper. And I'm just like Christine. I do a lot of everything on paper. Why? Because first of all, it's easy for me. When I'm sitting there talking to you, I'm asking the questions. I've already got your name. I've got your phone number. I've got your email. I'm asking you, what package. I've already sent you a package. And then I've also, because right now we know that there's a lot of benefit in when you get your packages and you start selling the retail and get the daily retail commissions. I just said to one girl, I said, it sounds like you need to get paid daily, even weekly. And she goes, I need to get paid hourly. I just need to get paid hourly. And I said, well, here, let's make that happen. And she said, well, what do I have to do? And I said, well, here's what we're going to do. I said, 3 people that could benefit from what I'm sharing with you, right? Well, I think so. No, I don't want you to think. I just want you to know. And once you know what your end result is and what I'm asking you to do, all of a sudden you're like, oh gosh, I think Carrie would be good at this. And you know what? Bob's doing a second job right now. He's doing that Instacart thing. And I have somebody else that's out there. He's actually cleaning on the side, cleaning buildings at night. And I said, wow. I said, what if we could show them an easier way? And she goes, do you think this is easier? And I said, you've never been a part of network marketing, have you? And they're like, well, not really. And I said, do you guys understand that we franchise through people? I said, we take just a little bit of everything that we can plant a brand new person in King City. We can plant one in Salinas. We can plant one in San Jose. We can plant one in Texas. We can plant one in Denver. It doesn't matter where we plant those people, but every single day, it's like a little tiny miniature oil well that's going up and down, 365 days a week. They shop at night. I shop in the daytime. They shop at noon. I don't shop a lot on the internet. My friends all help me. They know I'm not that great on the computer, but you know what? You take the skills that God gave you and you just go ahead and put an emphasis on what you're good at. And if you're not good at something, don't tell everybody you're not good at something. I just shared with all of you, it's like, but you think about, what am I good at? And I've been looking at one of my distributors in my organization, a couple of them actually. Fotine did a meeting for me, did a luncheon, and I really hope that she can do an event where you guys could really see the benefit of what she shared about the collagen and the protein. We're not only putting protein in the hair, skin, and nails, you guys, we're putting proteins back in the brain. We're putting proteins where it needs to go into the body, and the body will then utilize what it needs, and it's going to help with them having to see those benefits. Every single person at our luncheon, every single one of them either got back on products, got on products of 4 or more. One of the girls bought 7 of those products. And it was just a little tiny luncheon that I had at my church, a little salad bar. And we had 13 people show up. And out of that, we had all of these people. They were like, Cindy, do you have any of that in your car? Oh, well, of course I do. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell you this, and I'm going to have your product returned back to me. So I constantly have a bunch of products that are coming back to me because I don't want them to walk away and not see a benefit within 24 to 48 hours. Why? Because if I wait for 5 to 6 days for something to come in the mail and then I've lost them, I haven't got them on the products, they haven't seen the benefits. I have a girl that she's not on yet, but she has had a problem for 15 years. Not only irritable bowel syndromes, but diarrhea and all these things. She has been on those 4 products for less than 9 days, and she has not had diarrhea once. not once. And she was having it every single day. She said, I couldn't even leave. I couldn't ride my horse anymore, Cindy. And she goes, because of you, I can replan my life. So you think about all those people that are living at the minimum of what life expectancy they thought they had, instead of living the life that they dreamed of, living the life that they thought was possible. And see, that's what I thought about with network marketing. And that's what I thought about when we started winning trips and going places and doing things for our family. And my kids grew up with all of that. We're talking 47 years of this industry. And I was talking to George about 3 of the different companies that I worked with, and I worked with the leaders. Why? Because I wanted to be one. And I followed them. I went to everything they were doing. I went to their trainings. I bought the books. And back then we had a lot of books, you guys. My library is amazing. If you get to see my library someday, because I have some of the top leaders that I was actually trained with autographed with my books. And only because every single thing you're doing, you guys, you are promoting something. So if you're not promoting core 3, if you're not promoting right now, your core 3 times 2 is going to take you all the way to 3-star. Why? Because you're not going to minimize the ways that they come in. You're going to maximize the way that they come in based on what you're going to help them do to succeed. And if I said to you, Christine Peterson, who I admire like you can't even imagine, Christine, we're going to lock arms. We're going to lock arms for the next week. And I said, I'm going to spend my time with you, and we're going to make an impossible thought become a reality. Why? Because we're going to lock arms and we're going to make that happen. Are you okay with that? Can we find your 3 people? And they're like, well, yeah, what do they have to do? And I said, they're going to do exactly what you do. They're going to do exactly what I do. If you guys are not at Happy 10, I suggest you get at Happy 10. If you are not being paid as a founder, I suggest you get the literature out and find out, what do I have to do to be paid as a founder? What am I going to get? What percentage? I'm getting a percentage of my organization. How am I going to benefit from that? And if I train that to every single person that become a founder in my organization, in our first 7 days, I think we had 9 3-stars. Why? Because we duplicated every single thing. And that's what's kept me alive, you guys, for the last 2 years. Even when life happened, it still kept me alive. Every day I had smart ships that were getting shipped out. I had people that were still buying products calling me saying, Cindy, is there anything new? Well, I've been sending out the app. Why? Because you guys are all sending out the app. I learned how to do it. Fotine came to my house and showed me how to start utilizing the app. The 2 new girls that I'm working with are off the app. And what are their suggestions? Cindy, how do I get the app so I can do exactly what you did? And I said, let's go ahead and let's find it. Let's get you registered. That way, make sure that you also show them, you guys, how to get into the back and get their e-wallets set up. Why? Because then it starts making them think about money. Oh man, what if I could make that $500 a month? What if I could put a savings account in my back office and utilize all of my retail commissions for a little savings account and start saving up for Christmas? Because right now I'm not even thinking I can afford Christmas. And once you start giving them ideas about what the reality of network marketing is, see, to me, network marketing was a people business. We move people. And when you look at a franchise, okay, you're looking for the best location on the block that somebody's going to come back to over and over and over again. So I would go in and I would go to the Chamber of Commerce in a town that I was not familiar with. And I would ask for the chamber. This is how old I am, you guys. I would ask for the chamber list and I would say, who's your number 1 realtor in town? Who's your number 1 insurance agent in town? And they would go, well, she does a lot of business over here. You might want to give her a call. And then I would buy the chamber papers and I would carry those out with me. Sometimes it was $25. And back then that was a lot of money. Okay. But all of a sudden I had a names list of people that were just like me. I wasn't looking for all the people that did nothing. I was looking for all the people that were just like me. They were eager. They had that burning desire to be the best that they could be in an industry that they felt was the best that they could be in. whether it was real estate, whether it was insurance. And I would tell them, you guys have to understand, you're doing something, and you have to look back. And this is what was scary about people that were out there really promoting an industry in insurance, you guys, because I had been a part of prepaid legal. When somebody cancels a policy and they've prepaid you, they take all that money back. And I had people that owed the company 10, 12, $14,000, okay, because all of a sudden their commissions were cut, and they're like, well, now I have no money. And I said, you have to get in an industry where something goes up it goes up in smoke or down the drain. Okay. You want things that are consumable. You want things that are consumable, and you want to be able to put them on every single. If I went and knocked on every single door in my community, and I went door to door to door to door to door, there's not one human being that could not benefit from one product that I had to sell. But could I ask them to join me? By the way, we're going to be meeting at the park at 1 o'clock. Would you be willing to come and take a serious look at what it is that I'm doing? I need about 10 more people just like me to go out into our community, because I don't need to take all the money. I'd like to share that with all of you. And all of a sudden people were like, what park are you going to, Cindy? And I would laugh. I said, oh, Atascadero Park has a zoo. So you can let your kids go play with the zoo. And I literally, you guys, I have 4 women that came to the park, and they went early. I said, bring a lunch. Bring a lunch. I said, by the way, bring me a salad. And they were laughing, going, okay, Cindy, I'll bring you a salad. And so I said, and one of the things now, you guys, that I didn't have then, because I used to spin a lot of plates, and I never had anyone help me other than my team below me that was helping me to grow my business. So you have to think in a binary, a compressed binary. Where's the money at? Okay. It's in your right leg or your left leg. If you guys have a runaway leg, which of course I do, because when I came in, I had no idea what was going to happen to me. George knows. And then all of a sudden I have 300 or 400 people that I've sponsored on my left side. Well, now I need 1,000. Okay. So then I go to each one of my people and say, by the way, I need you to work on your 3. Okay. And when somebody raises their hand, you start working with those people. You're not waiting for the ones that are still sitting there thinking about it. Why? Because that's no benefit to you. Okay. There's no benefit in sitting there thinking about it. I said, are you getting a good result on the products? Yeah. Can you see yourself telling other people? Maybe. But I said, then maybe this is just not for you. I'm just looking for people that are hungry, people that care about other people. Everybody in my town knows how much I care about my kids, that I care about my community. And why? Because that's what I've been doing for the last 45 years. Okay. Be who you are. What did it say the other day? Be you. If you are not good at being some of those things, just be the you that you are with the God-given talents that you have. And then you put an emphasis on who's got those same talents that I have, who in my community is already doing what I'm doing, and then start utilizing them, okay, to do the same things. So if I just called out and I said, Christine, and I'm going to talk to Linda, and I'm taking 3 people this week all the way to 3-star. What does that mean? I'm going to show you how to go core 3 twice. And we're going to do it either in 7 days, 14 days, or 21 days. But we're not going to run past 21. Why? Because it's senseless. Why? Because if you start running out of steam in your first week, guess what? Then you start going, oh God, now who do I have to call? No, you want as much steam in the beginning of your business, and you want to pretend that somebody just lit your butt on fire, and you don't know what it's going to take to put that fire out. You just keep talking to people, talking to people, talking to people. Why? Because they are the ones, okay, that are going to support you. You're going to support them. And I always tell everybody, it's like, follow the yellow brick road. We all know where Oz is. We all know what's behind that curtain. Okay. There's nothing, no hidden agenda in the Wizard of Oz. Okay. You think about that. It's probably one of my ultimate favorite movies. I'm going to see it in Vegas. And the Oz show. Why? Because you have to think about who had no brains, who had no heart. I thought he didn't have a heart, but who had the courage? And then when you start thinking about all 4 of them, and then thinking about, man, if I just wanted to go home and build my own business in my own backyard, Could I go home? I want to go home. I want to build what I have. I want to help my community. You guys, every single corner, if you just look around, is somebody that's out there waiting for you to connect with them. And because we have so many promotions, we have Dallas in January, we have Vegas next week. Okay. We also have right now, we have Core 3. How many of you guys know what all of the perks are from going from 1 star to 2 star to 3 star to 4 star to 3 star pro to 3 star elite? How much are you going to get paid? What are you looking for? What do I have to do to make that happen? How many cycles do I have to have? If I just got 10 people and each person just came in and started running, I could go all the way to 3 star elite. Okay. So you have to think, am I willing to do this by myself? You guys know how hard it is to just get one cycle. You want a team of people to help you cycle. That's what Antoinette and all of the girls are doing, and Shannon, all these people that have gotten together and just started utilizing their resources of good people. I just tell everybody, we're just looking for good people. Okay. We're not looking for a bunch of sad sacks that are just going to bring you down. We are looking for good people, and they're going to help you to build an empire. And someone said, but you believe that about everything, Cindy. And I said, until God shows me a different plan, I'm going to always believe that. And I said, until there's a different way, I said, as long as I don't hurt people and I help people, I said, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. My gift back to my community is to be the best that I can be. When somebody's hurting, do I have a product that can help them? Yes. Do I have an opportunity that can help them? Yes. Do I have a plan, a proven plan that can help them? Yes. And when you can show someone a proven plan that works, okay, that works, and then you become a part of that plan, and then you start working with a whole team of people, you have to understand, you guys, it's never going to be just about you. It's going to be about all of those people that you are gathering, okay, that you are gathering to bring to your team. And when somebody says no to you, I always say, I'm not sure which no you're talking about. Know that you're not ready to, get started. Know that you really don't like helping people. Know that you just don't know enough. I'm letting you know now that I have 2 legs that I am building. And I would like to put you in a position, okay, of leadership right now. I'm going to be talking to 10 people today. And the first person to raise their hand is going to be the first new person on my left-hand side. And then the second, and then the third. So I'm helping to gather brand new people that are going to go under you if that's something you're interested in. If you're not really good at doing a huge lineage of people, let me help you. Because the way that our company and our plan works is that every single one that falls down below you, you can captivate and benefit from those people that are underneath you. If you do what you're supposed to do, you have to have a 60 PV smart ship. You're going to run for your happy 10. You're going to make sure that you buy a package. When you're looking at the packages, you guys, I look at packages as an investment, because when I had my children's stores, I had to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars, okay, with absolutely no benefit of a return. And because if somebody didn't walk in my store, I didn't make a sale that day. But if I have everything that I need and I just go down the street and I start sharing, and I go to a coffee shop or I go to the park, it doesn't matter. I go to the church, it doesn't matter. I literally have my bags in there. I have a receipt book and I have a return. So I know that my products are getting returned back to me, and then I check them back off and I put them back in my cupboard. Make sure that you are prepared. I was so bummed the other day. I picked up one of my envelopes and I thought I had all of my applications. So I had to put my applications in a book instead of on my application. And if you look at the application, you guys, the new one, it has all of those packages that they get to choose from. Let them take a few minutes, see what they can afford, and let them choose what package that they want to get started with. And I always tell them, the higher the price, the bigger the value. You have to understand that's the way our company works. The higher the price, the bigger the value. Sell the value of what they're going to get. Sell the perks of what they're going to benefit from by getting those bigger packages. Can I help you sell those packages within the next 30 days? Absolutely. Are we going to move those products in the next 30 days? Absolutely. Why? Because we just both committed to talking to people and selling those products. Okay. I can't make you do anything, and I cannot take credit for anything that you do, okay, I can take credit for the things that I help you to do, but I can't take credit for your success or your failures. I can only help you through them. My biggest gift to you is to not have you end up at the end of the year feeling like you're a failure. Okay. My gift to you is helping you feel like you've succeeded and that you now belong to a huge organization, a movement, okay, that has got so much momentum going right now that we are franchising and our little tiny oil wells are going to be planted all over the United States and all over the globe. So in my phone, I have a picture when I used to drive to Bakersfield of about 45 oil wells. And every single time I drove by those oil wells, I stopped and I took a picture of my oil wells. Why? Because I had distributors in Bakersfield. I had distributors in Fresno. All around that entire location, you guys, I had distributors and they were selling, they were using, and they were telling people about our products. That's what network marketers do. That's all we have to do. Okay. And then the company takes care of the rest. So you have to understand, you don't have to manufacture our products. You don't have to prove how great they are. Your job is to move people. Your job is to franchise through as many people. And if I said to you, most people know what a franchise is. If I said to you that I'm going to give you the biggest, best McDonald's location in our community, would you be open to taking a look at it? Because that's the way that I feel. You're going to take 3 to 5 years to start making money with McDonald's. We're going to show you how to make money in your first 30 days. You choose. Okay, George.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you. The excitement, but a lot of the nuggets. And she was talking about and before the call, we were talking about different people that we knew that were leaders in network marketing, and even in books that today could be outdated in certain ways, but the basics are always the same. So
Always the
you always
same.
promoting. You always are. You write your list. You connect with them. You present. Follow up. You do the think again. That's the same thing. Have not changed. I love what
Rinse
you're
and
saying.
rinse and repeat. Rinse and
Yeah.
repeat. That's it.
Yeah, the other thing that you were talking about, franchise, this is like John Milton Fogg called network marketing the people's franchise. And the reason is
Yes.
because it's not the cost of a franchise, but
Uh-uh.
the potential is bigger. I mean,
Yeah.
you can invest in a software at all with the building and everything, like three, four, $500,000, and you don't have the income potential that you have here as a four-star. Think about that.
George, I did the franchise trade shows for 7 years. I did 9 of them a year. I did the franchise trade shows with network marketing. And when I went in and proved to the banker that I could sell them a package for $5,000 and I could show them how to get their money back within the first 90 days, the banker said, I would rather invest my money in you than some of these other ones that are going to lose money right off the get-go, because they had chicken franchises, they had all these different things. They had 500 that we're talking a long time ago, you guys. But when I said, we are franchising through people, and back then, if you didn't make something work in a specific amount of time, you had X amount of time to get your money back. We did not let people get their money back. Why? Because we helped them move their products. We helped them see how that product could benefit other people. And then they had to keep reordering. And that's all you do. When you go and you sell 100 McDonald's hamburgers, God forbid, you have to go buy enough contents for 100 more McDonald's hamburgers. It's the same with our company. If you go out and sell 100 collagen, okay, now you got to go out and you got to move that, but you don't have to personally carry every single one of those. Okay. But if I said I'm gonna go out and move 10 collagen today, okay, and I have 5 sitting right here. Who's the first one to raise their hand and say, "Oh, I want one of your collagens," and this is the amount? How many of you guys know how to promote daily? Okay, to move products daily, every single day. If you've got something that you're sitting on and you haven't sold an Etranel in 3 months, then you move some of that product and get some of the products that you are selling more of. And once you do that, if you're not eating it, you guys, you're moving it. If you're not eating it, you're moving it. So just remember that, okay? Because you can eat it all. I mean, Mike and I, we eat both every day. I mean, we take all of the products. But the key is that when I send out a little message to people, I say, this is what I've got. How many of you want it? Today, I'm going to sell it to you and I'm not going to charge you tax. And it's boom, 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 boom. Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's all
Uh,
how you market things.
yeah, I agree. Something else that you say is about promoting. It's not only you are promoting to people about tree, but when a person is a BA, you promote them about the like the core tree that you promote them to go into
Absolutely.
advancement, etc. And we never stop promoting. Never stop promoting. And the cool thing, the longer we promote, the longer we create that residual. One day we can say, you know what, I'm going to take a whole 3 months vacation because you
Yep,
already have an income.
that's
And
right.
not the 2 week vacation that corporate pay you. And if you don't come back on time, you may not have a job.
But you still have your 60 PV smart ship or your
Yes,
120 PV smart ship.
yes.
That
And
locks it in
bonus, you
for
have
you.
yeah, and the smart ship is so important. I'm surprised how many people sign up people and they don't put them on the smart ship. I'm
Yeah.
totally surprised because that's like an insurance
This
for
is our
your
gift.
health because you're
That's our
using the product
gift. It's
and the
our
business.
gift.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
And
our
it's
gift to a lesser cost and a secured paycheck if that's what you're running for. That's
yeah,
our gift.
that's right. Uh,
Okay.
that's right. That's the power and a great call. And anybody has any comments? We're open to comments. I think. It's Christine, I think you are talking, but we cannot hear you. Uh-oh, maybe you are not talking. Uh-oh, yeah, you don't have sound. Yeah, you don't have sound. Oh, yeah, something going on with probably your computer. I mean, you have to go probably to okay, let me see where. Yeah, to system settings and go to sound to see what's going on there, and then you see where the sound is coming from. But anyway, yeah, she just went out, oh, I see you again. For a second, you disappear. Okay, but settings is I don't remember what kind of computer you have. I think you have an Apple. If you go down there, there's a little kind of gray circle, and it says system settings. When you click there, and then on the left side, you go down, there's play in red say sound, and make sure that the sound where it say output is coming through your speakers. And if that doesn't work, I don't know what's going on. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, yeah, because we cannot hear you. Meanwhile, well, Christine's trying to find out anybody else wants to comment or say something about what the presentation today. Oops, my phone. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it was a great presentation, but the other thing is going back to a franchise a second. A regular franchise costs most of them tens of thousands of dollars, or hundreds of thousands, or $1 million,
That's
but the
right.
return is not as high. However, the reason franchises the percent of companies that are successful is very high because when you are putting 100,000, 500,000 on the line, you're going to do whatever it takes. But here
That's
it's
right.
too easy to get in, it's too easy to get out. What if you put the same effort than in a franchise? Even if you have 1 hour a day, but the 1 hour a day is your franchise time, if we want to call it franchise, where you are prospecting. And that's very, very important to have that mindset because the potential is enormous.